The time has come to become one by combining our wisdom and skills to resolve the division and conflicts we have created. We dedicate our efforts to peace and to pave the way for a world of happiness for all. Citizens from all over the world have come together to make the Korean Peninsula one of the only remaining divided countries on the planet a true haven of peace. It was for this that prominent world figures gathered for the Summit for Peace on the Korean Peninsula. At the opening ceremony, the co-chair of the organizing committee and the Prime Minister of Cambodia, His Excellency Hussein, delivered a speech to extend a warm welcome to the participants. At the headquarters of the Korean National Assembly, Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the US House of Representatives, sent a congratulatory message. In their speeches, world leaders such as Mike Pence, former Vice President of the United States, and Steve Harper, former Prime Minister of Canada, expressed their hope for a world of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. On the second day, the 5th SONAC Peace Prize Award ceremony was held, which recognizes works aimed at achieving a peaceful world. The new president of the SONAC Peace Prize Awarding Committee, Jose Manuel Barroso, gave the welcoming speech highlighting the theme of the 5th edition. This edition highlighted actions in response to the global COVID-19 pandemic. Thus selected as co-recipient based on love for humanity were Professor Sarah Gilbert, a renowned scientist who developed a vaccine against the coronavirus, and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, which has made tireless efforts to provide vaccines at lower cost in underdeveloped countries. The Founders Special Award went to Cambodian Prime Minister Hussein for his actions to promote peace in the Pacific region and his efforts towards a peaceful process of the Korean Peninsula. In addition, a special award was also given to him in recognition of his dedication for the success of the Peace Summit. On the 13th of February, former and current heads of state and government from the 157 countries diplomatically linked to the two Koreas and experts from the political, economic, media, and academic sectors attended the Peace Summit, which supported the peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula. The event started with an entrance under the honors of the distinguished leaders present in the hall. Ban Ki-moon, former president of the United Nations and co-chair of the Summit Organizing Committee, delivered welcoming remarks sharing his wish to see a world of peace. In their congratulatory messages, Korean and foreign leaders wished the summit every success and shared their hope and ardent desire to work together for the reunification of the Korean Peninsula. The letter sent by former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, and other speeches alluded to the principles of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. In her special message, Dr. Hak Jae-moon, co-founder of UPF, revealed the vision of a heavily unified Korea and called on everyone to work together for the reunification of the Korean Peninsula.
이 민족이 세계 모든 나라들이 하늘을 부모로 모시는 자리에서만이 진정한 세계 평화, 자유, 평등, 평화, 통일의 행복한 하늘 부모님을 중심한 인류 한 가족의 세계가 이루어질 수 있습니다. 나와 하나 되는 남과 북이 형제가 되는 자리에서 진정한 한반도 통일, 세계 모든 인류가 하늘 부모님의 아들, 딸로서의 세계 평화, 통일이 우리 시대에 당대에 이루어질 수 있습니다.
A miracle occurred at this summit, during which citizens of the world and 157 countries diplomatically linked to the two Koreas united in an effort to achieve peace and prosperity on the Korean peninsula, as well as to build a heavily unified Korea. Dr. Hak Jae-han Moon and the co-chairs of the organizing committee also presented the Seoul Declaration adopted at the 2022 World Summit, marking the beginning of the project for a heavily unified Korea and the new second phase of the North Korean project. In addition, while the Peace Summit was being held at the HJ Global Arts Center, the Rally of Hope for the Salvation of the Homeland was being held at the same time in 52 venues in major cities across the country. A total of 10,000 people gathered at the venue for this event, and nearly 1 million followed it online. In addition, the event, which depicted the vision of peace for all, saw the active participation of Korean and foreign leaders, as well as more than 2 million citizens worldwide through the internet. A total of 3,517 public and private television stations around the world covered the event, including PeaceLink and NBCNet, which streamed the entire program live.